Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. A lot, and I do mean a lot, has happened this past week. A very exhausting amount of information has dropped this week, with the main star being the Switch 2. A lot of good news, like console performance, like the eShop not being garbage anymore, the improvement in hardware, the exclusive games, you know, Mario Kart looks good, new 3D collectathon platformer I really like. Donkey Kong 2, haven't had that in a while, right? A bunch of exclusives, but also some bad news, like some dumbass tariffs. One bit of news that's not among the bad ones, I'd say, but is one I need to get out in a very timely manner, because they could drop everything as early as Tuesday, actually. Capcom's presence in the Nintendo Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2, because they announced Street Fighter 6 Nintendo Switch Edition. The Switch version has exclusive game modes, obviously. When they ported Street Fighter 2 to Nintendo Switch 1, it had a unique boss mode, and also like a Joy-Con motion commands minigame that's not possible on other platforms. Solely the fact that they came up with brand new game modes could be like the start of a brand new edition of Street Fighter. Street Fighter 4 was Super Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 5 was Arcade Edition. Arcade Edition because the game didn't have arcade mode at launch. Street Fighter 6 is the Fighters Edition. Prior years, the game cost $60. As the years went by, they would sell a discounted version with more characters. Street Fighter 4 was $60, and then Super Street Fighter 4 on Microsoft Store is $30. Dropped with 10 more characters than the console port of the vanilla edition for less. Street Fighter 5, the initial version was $60, and then Arcade Edition was $40 for the first two seasons. And then for the originally intended final season, which is season 4, they canceled 5 and 6, Champion Edition costed $30 for the intended entire roster. This time around, they said there will be 2 versions instead of the standard one. So the standard edition, I don't think both versions will be $60 or above. I think the existence of 2 editions imply, at the very minimum, one of them will be like a discount price, like a budget price, like let's say $20 to $30 for the standard edition, and then year 1 plus 2 will be $60. Like brand new game modes, a brand new look, but that's not the only thing. I'm expecting a brand new mechanic, and it's not like an existing mechanic given a brand new use, like season 2, like the beginning of season 2 when Akuma came out. They gave drive reversal the ability to be used on Wake Up. They're giving every character in the game a brand new something. So this is the topic of this video, trying to guess what that something is. And in order to do that, we have to go back in time a bit. Every Street Fighter game will start out, almost all of them anyway, will start out with you simply picking a character and you hop on and play. But as like they improve the game, they polish the game, they refine mechanics, they end up, or at the very least on the final version of the game, end up adding something. So you're not just picking a character, you're picking a variation or a skill or something specifically for a character. With the final version of Street Fighter 2, you just pick a character and go. With the final version, however, they let you pick not only a turbo character, like an X character, but also a new challengers version of every single character on the roster except Akuma. For the Alpha series, the very first game, you pick a character, but then by the end, you pick a character and then 3 isms. Street Fighter 3 may be the only exception to this rule, because every single character on all of these rosters get to pick their supers on the character select screen. So you always pick a character and then you pick a super alongside that. Only exception being Gil in all versions and Shin Akuma in Second Impact. With Super Street Fighter 4 and onwards, you get to pick an Ultra. Ultra Street Fighter 4 also has Ultra Combo Double, which lets you use both ultras at the same time, but they do less damage. Street Fighter V, at the start of Season 3, every character will get a brand new V trigger. On Champion Edition, they get a brand new V skill. In the bonus season, they got a Street Fighter 4 backdash on Heavy Punch Medium Kick. So where does that leave us? Given the nature of the game, the new mechanic would have to interact with the drive system in some way, shape, or form. But what drive system? Medium Punch, Medium Kick is already both Drive Parry and Drive Rush. Drive Reversal and Drive Impact is already on Heavy Punch, Heavy Kick. In order to prevent like misinputs for casual players and stuff like that, I don't think you can add any more actions to these two button types. My nominee for a brand new drive mechanic is Alternate Super 2. Super 2 doesn't really cost drive gauge, like it's not a drive system per se, but if you look at how you use every level 1 super, if you're directly canceling an attack into super, then lights only cancel from normals. Like you cannot do it from any specials. Level 3 is from any special, but it's the most expensive super type. But it's specifically level 2 that cancels from EX moves. And it's EX moves that drain your drive gauge. So there's the relation to drive systems. For some characters, the use of a Super 2 is very powerful, but Super 2s in general may be even more powerful if they start nerfing damage. In most matches, a lot of them boil down to getting in round 3 and getting a level 3 confirmed, because it deals some characters in some matchups don't use level 1 and level 2 as much as they use their level 3. If the developers nerf that, then less expensive supers enter the conversation, and that's when we can see some very powerful level 2 supers dictating tier list placements, right? Let's say like Guile and Luke and Ryu and Ken are about like the very same abilities. Ryu has Shin Hashogeki, which is like a chargeable hit, but unlike Denjin, it doesn't have like any special property other than extra damage, which you can get from level 3. Ken is a combo ender. Luke, a combo ender again, except his can also be a frame 5 reversal, right? Which in a game full of frame 6 reversals can be powerful. But let me ask you a question. Which is better, a frame 5 DP or this? A frame 5 reversal, or just like filling the fucking screen like it's Toho? If level 3s get nerfed, I can see level 2 being more important to use than pre-patch. And so characters with like very strong level 3s like Guile, Ed, Rashid, Blanca, potentially seeing more mileage than characters with like mediocre Super 2s like Ryu. Providing, of course, that the characters with strong level 2s don't get fucking nerfed to the ground in every other aspect. Super 2 will be like a cool way to shake up the roster, right? Because, you know, characters will get brand new abilities, a brand new way to look at the characters, right? Characters with a good first Super 2, but a bad second Super 2 can just keep using the one that's already good. Characters with a bad Super 2, if they get a new one that's like really good, it would help their case a lot. And characters with multiple good Super 2s, they can pick either or that best suits the matchup, you know? So that's my prediction for the mechanic. Now, release date, this update would release alongside Elena, right? Because Season 2 started with Akuma at the end of May, which is after EVO Japan. I expect it to be the same with Elena. EVO Japan is May 9th to May 11th. So I say May 13th is when Elena drops. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a nice day.